Okay, Jordan. So everybody is talking about this fight with you and Luke. So let's get straight into it. How did this even come about? Because I was really shocked to find out that it was actually your idea to do this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was my idea because it was Luke that came banging on my door and then put hands on me and put me in a situation where I feel like I couldn't really protect myself properly or protect Erica or my house properly because he came with this mindset that he was gonna like attack me and I wasn't ready for that. And there was no way that I was gonna engage in a fight and get risk getting chucked off the show. So he put me in a situation that I would never want to be in, which is a man trying to attack me and I can't really defend myself. So I'm like, well, he can't get away with this. Like, he can't put me through feeling like he's trying to get into my house and I can't really do much about it under those circumstances. So I was like, well, yeah, he just can't get away with it. And like, I want to show Erica that if that happens and there isn't TV cameras around, I can protect you and I can protect myself and I can make sure that no one's gonna come in and hurt you or come in and hurt me. Like, and that's why I felt like I had a point to prove because I couldn't do it on the TV show because like I'm not risking ruining that experience that me and Eric has, which was like the best.
Mm. And also, it's in a controlled environment. You're both going to get training. So it
Mm.
puts it on fairer ground.
Yeah, that's it. Like, and again, like I absolutely love boxing, and I've loved boxing for years. And actually, like, so many boxers like was on like not a very good road. They were down like the road of like gang and all that kind of like almost criminal behavior, and then they get into boxing and the discipline and like the respect that the sport shows you actually like helps them and puts them on like a narrow path. And I believe that boxing is probably the best way to go about settling a feud like this. It's so much better than knocking on someone's door when their family might be in and settling it then and things getting out of hand and people getting caught up in that violence. Like, that's not the right way to go about it. I believe in a controlled environment with a referee, with medics there, with gloves on, with laws and rules. That's the right way to go about it. And then after, hopefully, we can shake hands and that's it.
Do you ever think that you guys can put this feud to rest? Like, once the fight's done, do you ever see yourself being friends with Luke?
I don't think so. No, I don't think friends. I think there might be a bit of respect there, maybe. But I mean, that's for me right now, sitting here. That's hard for me to even think about like respecting this guy because of like not only what situation and position he put me in on the show, but also how he's been after. With this whole like he tried to twist this like whole cheating accusations into to so much more than what it was. He ran to the papers, like 2 weeks before it actually got aired on TV, saying, Jordan cheated. He's done this, he's done this, knowing that I can't defend myself yet because it's not being aired on TV. So if he's gonna speak about what's happening and I can't defend myself again because he knows that I'd be breaching my contract, it's just he's almost trying to ruin my relationship, and my relationship with Erica is like one of the best things in my life. So
Do you
he's
feel
effectively go on.
do you feel that he's sort of had the upper hand so far in this whole feud, and now it's time for you to get the upper hand?
That's it. It's almost like everything that's been done is always been started by him. It's always like it's always him acting out. Like for example, when he knocked on my door, it was him that did that. It was him that started speaking about me to the media about how I've cheated and stuff. It's always been him doing stuff, thinking he's gonna get away with it. And I just feel like this boxing match, this fight, is me showing that you can't just do this to someone. Like you can't just disrespect someone like this. Like it's, do you know what I mean? Like I never like thought I was gonna fight Luke when I came onto maths. Like, but it's just what he's done to me, and how he's disrespected me, and how he's almost tried to ruin my life. It's just like you can't get away with this.
And how was it when the feud was obviously starting to brew during the whole maths experience? And then from that to then watching it air out and listening to the things he said. And then obviously you've just covered there about him going to the press, this, that, and the other. But how was it actually during the process? And how did that feud come to such a big explosion?
Well, this is it. So I don't know if people will remember, but it was a whole Bianca JJ, like is JJ cheating on Bianca kind of thing because Ella and JJ were kind of engaging with each other whilst Bianca and JJ were still together. Me and Luke had a disagreement about that Then he turned it personal. He called me like a fucking mug. He said, "You must be fucking stupid." So I don't know if I can like swear on this, but you know, he just took it into a disrespectful place. At the start, it was just me and him disagreeing on our morals. That's fine. But then he took it into a disrespectful place by calling me stupid and stuff. And then this is what I don't get is he was really like aggressive there, and then off camera after that, anytime he saw me, he'd be head down. He'd walk in the opposite direction. He wouldn't talk to me, like just literally as if I didn't exist. Just being really awkward. And then the next time I see him on camera, he's giving it the big one again. Like like it was a whole if you could rob a bank and get away with it for 10 million, that stupid analogy. I disagreed. I don't think you should be saying those kind of things about relating it to a relationship. And then again, he started getting angry, saying like, I'm telling you to shut the fuck up, like all this kind of stuff. That's what he kept on saying. So it was anytime in front of the cameras, he was all like aggressive and stuff and like disrespecting me. But then off camera, like just quiet, just like didn't talk to me, nothing. Like, and then the next thing I know is that he's banging on my door. So there was already disrespect there, and there was already this like build up. But obviously, the reason for the fight was him banging on the door like that. Like, I can have someone talk all kind of disrespect towards me, but I'm not like a fighter like that. I'm not going to go looking for a fight. But as soon as he put hands on me and he's banging on my door like that, then I'm going to protect Erica and protect myself. So that's when it got to the point where I need to fight this guy. But before that, yeah, there was already like disrespect and dislike there.
So what happened at the reunion? Obviously, we didn't really see much of that. Were you shocked that he was allowed to come back for the reunion, bearing in mind that he was asked to leave the show?
So the reason he was allowed back to the reunion was because of me. So I had like calls with people on the show, and they was like, "Look, like we understand that like it was a lot for you and Erica, which it was. People think that like we were milking it, but I think if they saw the whole scene, and like Erica's here with me, like she can like second this, but if they saw the whole,
tell us about everything that happened, because I feel like there was a little bit of context taken away from that. And then obviously in the commitment ceremony, you and Erica were talking about trauma and things. And I think just quite a lot of people on social media are a little bit confused as to how, you're saying that you hate violence, you've got trauma about it, and now you're openly going in to fight somebody. So just give us a little bit more context on that.
Yeah, so again, like Erica's here, like maybe she could talk about like why, like what happened, like kind of like resurface a bit of trauma for her. But in terms of me, the trauma for me wasn't the violence as such. It was the fact that I felt like I was in a position where I couldn't really protect Erica. Like I've said, like if I threw a punch, I'm getting chucked off the show. So I had man basically like coming for me and almost like with my hands tied behind my back. And that's what I really didn't like. I really found that infuriating that I couldn't defend myself and couldn't really defend Erica. And again, like with like Erica, she why she found it traumatizing was because it was violence in her own home, not violence in a ring. Like Erica was in the hallway when we was having our fight, but Erica's not going to be in the ring when me and Luke are having this boxing match. So she's not literally in danger. Yeah, it might not be nice for her watching me like in a boxing fight, but she knows it's in a controlled way and she's not in the ring, so she can't get hurt herself. And I think that's what traumatized Erica. I don't know if I'm right in saying that. So, like that's what I think people need to understand. It's completely different in that way. And it wasn't, and they didn't see everything. Like I don't remember everything because it was a bit of a blur, but Erica said I was getting punched in the ribs when she came around the corner.
See, none of this got aired. It just looked like a slap to the face and then they dragged him off. So I think quite a lot of people are confused as to, they didn't know about this fight, basically.
Yeah, do you want to?
And like, also, I don't know if you can even... Hi, darling. I don't know if you can even see, like, well, you can see it on the episode after. Jordan's got, like, marks all up his arms, both of his arms, and then he had, like, a massive gash on his back, where he'd been slammed into the door. And it was, like, a complete open wound. And again, what people didn't see is, as soon as the cameras left our apartment, I completely broke down and was, like, so affected by what had happened. But you don't get to see that on the show. You also don't get to see the fact that Luke was punching into Jordan, and it was a lot worse than what it's been made out to be. And again, like Jordan said, he's not triggered by violence. He was triggered by the fact that he was put in a situation where he couldn't do anything. And Jordan mentioned on the show there was a point in his life where he went for something really traumatic, and it was similar to that, where he felt like he was in a situation where someone was in danger and he couldn't do anything about it, and that's what happened on the show again. And for me, it was just, yeah, like I don't like being around violence. I've been around violence in my home, and it took me back to that. But him going in the ring is completely different. I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to watch it. I'm probably not going to be able to watch the fight. But I know it's something you're really passionate about, something you really want to do. And I think if they're going to settle it in the correct way. Like it could have ended up so much worse. Imagine they're at an event or something, and after they're outside an event and start scrapping with each other, and then it's all over the papers, and it could get really bad. Someone could get severely injured. At least I know in this environment, like, it's controlled. They've got gloves on. There's a ref. Like, it's probably the safest way for them to settle this.
And how is it? Obviously, after maths, everybody gets invited to events and things. Do you guys just have like an agreement with people, like me and Luke cannot be in the same place? Or do they just automatically not invite both of you?
Yeah, it's not like a written rule, but I think it's like something that we just know that wouldn't happen. Like, I don't think we could be in the same place at the same time. I couldn't, and this is effectively why he got kicked off the show. I don't think we could be in the same place at the same time and be around each other and not disrespect each other. And I think he's got this switch in his head where he can't control himself. And I think he would do something that would antagonize me, and I think it would just turn into a fight. And I just, again, I'm not like that. I'm not a thug. I'm not trying to beat someone up and like really hurt them. Boxing's not like that. Boxing, the art of boxing is, hit and don't get hit. And it's like the sweet science of boxing. It's a sport. So I'm not trying to hurt him in that way. And I feel like if he was at an event in that way, it could turn like that. And I don't want it to turn nasty. So yeah, we've not been around each other since the reunion.
And how is the training going? Obviously, you're up in Sheffield. You've got the Dingle up there. So many famous fighters have come out of there. Have you been down to the Dingle yet?
Yeah, so Dominic Ingle's gym. The Ingle gym's like famous. Like, we've got Sheffield's honestly perfect for boxing. We've got Kell Brook, we've got Johnny Nelson, we've got Prince Naz. We've got so many world champions from Sheffield, and it's the perfect place. I'm training at a place called Glyn Road's Gym. He's got like professional fighters on his books. Like, I think he's just been to Malta, and his fighter won the Commonwealth title. So training in Sheffield's perfect for boxing. Literally, like, boxing, it's a working class city. So like boxing and football is like right up there. So yeah, my training is going to be great. Can't wait for the fight, but I also can't wait for the journey of the fight camp. To like just be a sponge and learn and stuff. And again, I love boxing, so I don't want to disrespect boxing. I don't want to go in there and it be a poor fight or poor quality or like a hug fest. I want to go in there. I want to make a statement to Erica, show her that this is how I do protect myself if we're ever put in that situation. But also, like, again, I do want to punish Luke. There is that. I just think if you speak to any man that's put in that situation, their instincts is to protect their wife, their family, and not being able to do that, it's itching at me. It's eating me away. And I just want to get in there and do that and almost, kind of punish him in that way. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, 100%. I've got a point to prove, and I've got something to settle, so I can just relax. And because at the moment it's just eating away at me. Anytime I think about Luke, it eats away at me. But I have to take that out of the equation for now. And when it's training camp, I have to just learn the sweet science of boxing. And Erica's a dancer, so she should be teaching me my footwork and stuff. Because boxing, people think boxing is just a game of like for thugs, but it's not. Like, it's so much in your head and like thinking, and like it's like a game of chess almost. So yeah, I can't wait for that part.
Muhammad Ali, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yeah, exactly. Like, honestly, all the best boxers in the world in history, the reason they're so good is because they're so elusive in not getting hit. And so it's not just going there and like punching Luke in the face. It's going in there, and trying not to get hit and showing my footwork, showing my like the way I can move and get out. Like there's so much more to it. And yeah, I think I just can't wait. And I think another reason why I'm doing it is my mental health is quite fragile. And because I love boxing, it's a passion and it's discipline and it's a purpose. So the
Yeah,
training camp,
you've said time and time again that you're a big fan of routine and that you don't really like things being changed. So obviously this is a big change, but it's for the better. And then do you think after this it will be something that you take up perhaps as a career?
yeah, 100%. Like this is it. Like it's routine, and training camp is all about routine. It's about getting up early, doing your runs. It's about going to the gym like once or twice a day, putting in the work, eating right, eating on time, going to sleep at the right time. Like it's just discipline and having a boxing coach. Whatever he says, I'll go with. And I just need that discipline, that focus, and that purpose. And I think I can only do that with things I'm passionate about. And boxing is like literally the thing I'm most passionate about. And yeah, like I'm not gonna make any secret about it. Like it's paying well. So if I can do something that I'm passionate about that pays well, that's everyone's dream.
Mm.
So of course, like when I beat Luke, I want to take this as far as I can go. I'll fight someone a bit better, then someone a bit better, and then keep winning and just see how far I can take it. I think the likes of like Jake Paul is a perfect example. Like not seen as a boxer, seen as a social media, a bit of a clown. And he's taken it quite far. He's beaten UFC champions.
Mm.
He's fighting boxers. He fought Tommy Fury. It was a close fight. And like Tommy Fury is another perfect example. Being on a show, and he's in boxing. Obviously, he's got the Fury name, but they're just trying to take it as far as they can, and that's what I want to do.
I would say out of all the social media influencers or like YouTubers, whatever you want to call them, Jake Paul is the one that I feel has probably taken it the most seriously. And yeah, just in general, like the Paul brothers, they're trying to get more women into boxing. They have actually done quite good things for the industry. So where do you see yourself going? I know that you've said before that, you see Tommy and Molly May as sort of like the blueprint for you and Erica. So perhaps we could see a little bit more of that.
Yeah, I'll start with the Jake Paul thing. Jake Paul, honestly, I've got the most respect for him. So many people hate him, but he's literally opened up like boxing gyms like around like America and like Puerto Rico, like done charity work, like I think it's like boxing for bullies to help kids who are getting bullied. Like he's doing so much charity work and he's turned his life around through boxing. He was on like this crazy path, and then boxing's given him that discipline, that focus, and that purpose in life. And I feel best about myself when I've got a purpose. And if I've not got a purpose, I can lose my head, I can lose my mind. So, and like the way Jake Paul's done it, he's literally changed his whole life. He lives in training camp. He's kind of off social media. He lives as a boxer and not as like a YouTuber and stuff. So I have the most respect for Jake Paul, and he's done amazing things. And then yeah, in terms of the UK, like the way Tommy Fury and Molly May have gone about being on a show, but then almost taking themselves away from that show. They've gone on to bigger, better things. Molly May's doing amazing
They've
things.
been focused. They haven't been bothered about going to this event, that event, the opening of any envelope. They've just been focused on what they want to do and just kept striving, and they've achieved it all.
That's it. Like they've taken themselves away from this like reality world. Yeah, and like Tommy Fury with his boxing, like again, he's got the Fury name, but he is taking it really seriously. He's making good money. He's providing for Molly May and his baby, so he's providing for his family. They're quite settled. Molly May's very settled. She doesn't go out and go crazy. Like she's very business focused. Like as well at home with the baby. Like kind of that's the route that I'd like. Like honestly, like my perfect dream, if you could say it, is in like 3-4 years time, I'm fully like working my way up in boxing. Erica's very successful in her own right as well. And away from that bubble, and we're settled. Got like having a family, having a house, like the way they've done it is kind of like the blueprint of like probably the people I can look at and think I think they've done it the best out of everyone so far. So it's only right for me to want to do it just as good as them, or if not better. Yeah.
And have you reached out to Tommy Fury? I see you've got the Gypsy King top on there. Have you reached out to Tyson?
I've not reached out to any of them yet. I wouldn't dare. I just feel like they'd ignore me. I don't feel
Oh,
like I'm on
I
their
don't think he
level.
would actually. I've interviewed him a couple of times, and he's one of the nicest guys. So
Yeah,
I
no,
think you should get in
not
the
because
DMs.
yeah, not because they've not got the time for people, just because they probably have so many messages. I just get lost in it. But with the Furies, like I feel like I can relate to them so much. Like with Tyson Fury, he has his own mental health struggles, as do I. Um, they use boxing as a way to be happy and to almost cope with that. And again, like I say, Fury's got the blueprint of being in a similar world to me, broken out of it, and is in boxing now. Um, so yeah, like everything they stand for, like absolutely love and respect, and that's why they're my favorites. Um, but also as well, like Tyson Fury as a boxer was my favorite boxer anyway. Like what he did, the place he was in, for him to lose all that weight, come back, face Wilder, beat him, drew, and then beat him twice, but everyone knows he won all three fights. For him to do that and just show people that, like, literally, no matter how low you feel, and no matter who you are, you can feel that low, even if you're heavyweight champion in the world. It's just so powerful for mental health. And I was really struggling when he did that. And I would just use his journey and his videos and his fights as inspiration when there was days I didn't want to get out of bed. And I'd be like, well, he was in this place, but he got out of it, and he's literally been one of the most successful people in the world. So why can't I do it? And I'm on that journey now. So like they're my inspiration. So if I could ever talk to them, like be around them and be in the same industry as them and hopefully one day just get to know them, like, or they can get to know me in my journey, like would be honestly my life would be complete. Yeah. So they're definitely my inspiration. That's why I
How
walk
made
around
up
in this
would
top.
how made up would you be if they came to your fight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm never getting my hopes up. They won't come to my fight. But if they did, like I say, it would be like a dream come true. Um, it is crazy how like life's working out because, like I said, I've been walking around in this top for like years, but now like I'm actually talking to people that are in the boxing world that know the Furies and like have got my own fight that people are buying tickets for and I've got like in Erica like a girl that I want to provide for. Like a few years ago, that was just a distant dream. So the fact that it's all coming to like coming into place, it's just mad, and like I have to like be really grateful for that. Yeah.
And what's it like when you're out and about and the public are coming up to you? What's the sort of feedback you're getting from them about the fights? Do they think it's a good idea, or are they a little bit concerned?
So honestly, like all the concern I see is just on social media. Like when me and Erica are about, a lot of the times we get approached like probably like every like 2-3 minutes. Like at the moment, it's quite crazy. Expecting it to calm down, but at the moment, like there's so many people come up to us. One of the first things they say is, "We're so happy you're still together." But then the second thing is, what's happening with you and Luke? Like, are you fighting? Like, and so many people like say good things about the fight and say that they do want to see it and they're interested in it. Um, so yeah, I like out and about in the real world, people like they're interested, fascinated by it, and support it. On social media, I've seen a lot of criticism, a lot of like basically like misunderstandings, like why is it happening? You've got trauma, like you shouldn't be doing this, like. But I don't know. I think just social media is just a place where only people who want to write negative stuff are the ones that write stuff. I feel like everyone that's got something positive to say, they're the kind of people that don't say it on social media. They don't look to comment on people's posts. And if they do, it's nice supporting messages, which I see all the time.
It's because they're too busy living their happy lives that they don't need to be
Yeah.
on social media trolling people or criticizing.
That's it.
That's
Like,
what I found.
yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think it's just me. I think it's everyone, probably yourself, like everyone that the majority of negative things that get said to you are probably said on social media. And it's probably said by the people that either don't have a photo to their account or don't post much or aren't that happy within themselves. So yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, yeah, like Eric just said then, she just said to me, the people that don't really socialize that much and probably aren't happy within themselves so they've got that spare time to write these negative stuff. And sadly, they probably just because they're not happy, they want to cause a bit of misery in someone else's life. But look, like I don't let it bother me. I don't let it like get me down because you speak to enough people and the general response, like including social media and including off it, is actually quite positive.
So how long have you been in training now?
So we only signed the contracts like a week ago, so I've been ticking over. But in terms of like actually like fight camp, then no, I haven't. Like I'm starting fight camp, like being in a couple of boxing gyms this week, and then starting my fight camp based in Sheffield. Well, going in on Friday. But
You're
I've
looking
always
a bit
been like,
more you're looking a bit more hench though than you were on maths. So I feel like maybe you might have had a little head start knowing that you wanted this fight to happen because you're definitely looking
well,
a little bit bulkier.
well, honestly, maths kind of like ruined my body. Like it's probably
Oh,
like
tell me about it. I'm still
oh,
eating takeaways. Like that
that's it.
Deliveroo ruined my life.
That's it. You know, like when you're on that show, like the filming and stuff, and like not knowing when you're gonna film, and like pretty much like you don't have the time to cook properly, so you're just getting takeaways. You don't really train. Well, I didn't train hardly.
No,
I
I
used to
didn't.
train 6 times a week. I probably was training like 2, 3 times a week on average. So yeah, like my training's gone downhill, but I live in the gym anyway. It's what I've done for a living. So I'm always in all right shape. But now I know I'm fighting Luke, then yeah, like I'll be in the best shape of my life and ready. Like there's gonna be no excuses. So
Mhm.
yeah, in
I feel
terms of the
you are
actual
very
boxing,
disciplined, and I feel like
mm,
that is going to be your greatest strength as well. And I feel like out of you and Luke, you'll possibly, I haven't spoken to Luke yet, I'm speaking to him next, but I feel like with your discipline and, you know, with Erica dancing, she'll help you with your footwork. But I feel
mm,
like you're going to be more technical than Luke. I think Luke will just want to go in there and just be trying to throw punches and not really, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I just feel like maybe that's a bit more of his character. Whereas I think you're going to try and like outsmart him a little bit in the ring.
yeah, I think when if we're talking about the fight, I think what you've seen already, I think will come into the fight. I think Luke will lose his head. I don't know if he's got that control within himself. And there is so much. I love boxing. I follow boxing. Now, there's grudge matches in boxing, but I don't know if there's ever been a backstory. And I know this is not proper boxing, but I don't know if there's ever been a grudge story and the backstory to a boxing match like this. Like, which fight have you ever seen where one of the fighters tried to come into the man's home and attack him in front of his
Mm.
wife in the hallway? Like, that's never happened. I don't think that's ever happened in a boxing fight. So the fact that that is the emotion that we're bringing to this ring, and I got in his eyes, I got him kicked off the TV show, and I ruined his relationship with Jay because that's what he thinks.
Mm-hmm.
So that amount of motion is going to go into that ring. Now, I think the person that's going to win this fight is the person that's going to be able to control that emotion, put it to the side, and just do the task in hand. Which is, for me, I want to get the knockout, but the actual task of boxing is get hit and don't get hit, and that takes a lot of control, a lot of like emotional control, a lot of thinking. So not losing your mind, keeping smart, remembering everything you've learned. That takes a lot, and I don't know if Luke's got that. And I also don't know if he's got the mental toughness. Like I am willing to do whatever it takes. I'm not losing. I'm not letting him come into my home, do that around Erica, and him getting away with it. I'm not losing. I'm not coming back to Erica thinking, making her think like, oh well, can you protect me? If a man, like puts it on you in front of me, like, is he going to beat you up and then what am I going to do? Like, that's not happening. So I've got it's just not like he's not beating me. Like I'm beating him, and I want to knock him out as well to punish him for the disrespect he showed me. And I just don't know if he's got that same mentality. And he's been sat in his arse for like probably like 10 years. Like I think all he's done is an office job and like just drink beer. Like he'd say it himself. Like he just goes to the pub and he's not really been active. So he's not really got the foundation or I think the mentality to beat me. But I'm gonna be training like he's a world champion, as if he can beat me.
And obviously, you guys are going to be training around Christmas as well. The
Mm.
temptations of the parties, the nice food, the drink, and everything. So you're going to be on the disciplined side, whereas I'm going to be chatting to Luke in a minute. So I'm going to see if he'll be avoiding all that temptation as well. I know if it was me, I wouldn't be able to. I would just be like digging straight into the beige buffet.
Well, I think you'll be speaking to Luke, and I think he'll be speaking to you from Turkey. I think he's currently in Turkey, and I think he's got his teeth done. Um, yeah, so he's got like again, like he's just living up to his. And again, apologies if you're from Essex. I don't know where you're from,
No,
but he's
I'm
living.
not. I'm from
Okay,
Cornwall.
well, he's living up to his Essex boy tag, where he's gone. Even though he should be in fight camp, he's gone to Turkey. He got his like turkey teeth. That I'm gonna knock out for him. So I don't know why he's done that now. But yeah, like
he'll need them after. Do you feel like he's not taking this seriously then? Do you think he just sees this as like, oh, few smacks, easy, I'll knock Jordan down, and like he could be in for a big shock?
yeah, I hope he's taking it seriously. I honestly, I want Luke to train as hard as he can, and I want him to give me a tough test. Like in an ideal world, I would love it if I knock him out, beat him by knockout, but also like maybe he might knock me down or something. So I have to get up and show my toughness. Like I want that kind of fight. I want it to be entertaining for the fans, but I also want to be able to show my heart and show my fight and test myself. So I hope he's training and putting his all into it. Now, there's part of me that thinks I don't know if he's taking this as serious. Like I don't know if he's got that in him, that mentality, that toughness, because he's in Turkey getting his teeth done. But then I have heard things that he is training already, and he is training in a boxing gym. And he has already lost like 25 pounds from the show. So there's a couple of signs there that he is taking it seriously, and hopefully he is. But at the same time, I'm thinking I just don't know if he's got that work ethic that I have. I hope
Do you
he
think
has.
do you think he's thinking the same about you though? He might be, underestimating you.
Yeah, oh, he's underestimating me for sure. He said on the group chat a couple of times. Now again, maybe Luke, I think, can be smart sometimes. I think when he loses
So
his
wait,
head, he
there is
shows.
still a group chat.
So me and Luke, there's a guys chat, and we're actually still.
Ours ended straight away when the show started airing. Within the first week, we all were just like slam the door on the group chat. Done.
Well, so this is the guys group chat where it's just the guys. So the one where it was all of us, like people have left and like no one really says anything. But the guys group chat is still going, and he's in that, and I'm in that. Now I don't really speak in it, and he does a bit more than me, but not loads. And there's a couple of things he said on that makes me think he's either being smart and he's saying things that will make me think he's not taking me seriously, but then he's training his arse off, or
mind games.
or he genuinely thinks this. And he said things like, I think it was someone said something in the group chat saying, "Oh, why are you in Turkey getting your teeth done when Jordan's going to knock it out?" as a joke, and he went, "Oh, like don't need to worry about my teeth, like I won't be getting punched in the face or something." He said that. And then I've seen on his like TikTok videos that he said like I'm gonna knock Jordan out in like round 2 or something. He'll only land about 7 punches. Like I'm a foot taller than him. I've got like the reach on him, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if he's saying it to believe it or saying it to sell the fight, but he's saying those kind of things that makes me think like I really hope for your sake you don't think it's gonna be that easy. So yeah, we'll see. I say the things I say about knocking him out because I firmly, in my heart, believe it. So yeah, I don't know why he's saying the things he does, but
Well, he better up his stamina then, because it sounds like you want to go all of the rounds with him.
My perfect fight for me would be round, because I think it's going to be 5 2-minute rounds. I think that's what he's going to be, the fight. It would be perfect if we could go all 5 rounds and in the last minute or last 20, 30 seconds, I knock him out. That would be the perfect fight. I'm going to train like I'm fighting, again, like Tyson Fury over 5 rounds. Like, that's how I'm going to treat it. But whenever I get the opportunity to knock him out, I'll do so. But I hope I can punish him first and then knock him out.
Wow, I look forward to seeing how this unravels. I'm going to be there on the 9th as well, having a chat with you guys. So good luck, and possibly might see you during your fight camp days. But all the best to you, Jordan. And Erica, I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.